Afternoon, everyone. This is David Stevens, and welcome to the low quality, low resolution weather update. And looking at the current situation across the area, we're watching, of course, a negatively tilted trough make its way to the region, and that'll give us several chances of precipitation. And I think right now it looks like most of the precipitation for tomorrow, or tonight, tomorrow, through basically Thursday morning will be light, more of a mist and a drizzle. And for Sioux City itself, temperatures are very crucial. It looks like right now it'll be right above freezing for a majority of the event. And in northeastern Siouxland, temperatures will be right at freezing or just a touch below freezing. So you may have more of a freezing drizzle impact. Same way with to the north and northwest of Sioux City, with temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s right now, to right around freezing. So a little bit of light snow showing up currently right now west of Sioux Falls. There's some dry air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere right now, but the air is starting to saturate. So as we work our way through the evening, more of this precipitation will make it to the ground as we saturate. And if you notice, we do have that stationary front basically on our doorstep, and some more warm air advection is making its way into the region right now. So again, this all sets the stage for mainly light precipitation, more of a mist and drizzle, until we get to Thursday. It looks like Thursday right now for Sioux City. If I were to make a prediction right now, primarily for Sioux City, probably 4 to 5 inches, possibly up to 6 inches right now for Sioux City. And then you work your way east across eastern Siouxland. You get to 3 to 6 to 4 to 8. And then when you get all the way to, and again, I apologize for this being very low quality, Storm Lake up towards Spencer and stuff, you could get about 10 inches, maybe up to a foot. Snow ratios right now looks to be 10 to 1 to maybe 13 to 14 to 1 right now, with the current data and the current situation. So looking at the watches and advisory, this area up towards Hayward and pretty much northeastern Siouxland, that is a winter storm watch. And I'll go ahead and pull up the text so we can read it. It's in effect from Thursday morning through late Thursday night. So the main travel problems will be on Thursday, with heavy snow possible. Total snow accumulations in that region of 4 to 8 inches possible for portions of northwest Iowa and southwest Minnesota. So for us here in Sioux City, we are not under any advisory, but we look our way to the U.S. There's a couple counties that are under the winter weather advisory, but don't be surprised if a lot of us in Siouxland are under a winter weather advisory closer to Thursday. And like I said, the heaviest precipitation right now, the biggest travel concerns will be from around I-29 eastward, and Thursday looks to be the day with the most travel concerns. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here and take a look at a couple of models. This is Tropical Tidbits. Normally I use NextLab, but they are having maintenance right now, so they are down. So Tropical Tidbits is another good site to get model data and ensemble information. And I'll go ahead and start off with what the NAM shows as far as total snowfall accumulations. And it has for Sioux City sorry about that, I'm doing this on the phone, so it's going to be a little glitchy. So about 2 inches for Sioux City, about 4 inches to the west in spots. You'll see in purple a little heavier snowfall. Again, this is just a model, so that's the average there. And then eastern Siouxland, you get 7 to 10 inches. But Storm Lake, about 8 to 9 inches of snow right now, according to this model. And I'll go ahead and take a look at one moment. Go ahead and put up a future radar here. And first of all, I'll bring up the storm system here. And I'll back this up to the beginning of the data. And this looks like it's 18Z data, so it's recent data. And we'll go ahead and zoom in as close as I can to Sioux City. See the main low pressure system to the south that will be kicking up mainly heavy rainfall down towards Missouri, with some thunderstorms down there and light precipitation for us, as we do have that 540 line. And typically, when you get your 540 line, that is the area where it transitions to snow most of the time. Thickness value of 540 and below, usually you get the snow. So it's showing a little bit of light snow. And I think as we work our way through the evening into the overnight, it will transition. If you get any liquid mist, it'll transition to more like snowflakes as the atmosphere cools into the night. And we get just, again, some more light rain, a little bit of warmer advection making its way up to Sioux City. The time frame on this is, okay, overnight, Thursday morning. And again, this is the heaviest precipitation towards the morning to noon. It looks like pretty good snowfall rates, and it'll be a heavier wet snow moving in. And by Thursday evening, the heaviest will be to the east of Siouxland, and then we'll move out fairly quickly, and we could just have some flurries remaining for Friday. Go ahead and take a look at, give me one moment, that's our sounding data. Go ahead and take a look at the GFS. I can also look at the European as well. And go back here. See if I can go ahead and pull up the radar. It's usually more, yeah, it's not going to be as high quality as the NAM, but it pretty much shows the gist of it. Heavy snowfall for mainly the morning through the afternoon hours on Thursday, making its way out by late evening. And then Friday, we still could possibly get some flurries. It's not really showing up there on the radar, future radar there. And let's see what the total snowfall has. Okay, and this is for Sunday, so it's showing a little bit more snow showing up for eastern Siouxland towards the end of the forecast. So I'll stop this for Friday. Again, about 2 inches for Sioux City, a little heavier for western Siouxland, and heavier snowfall for most of Iowa. Really, I think once you head towards Storm Lake up to the Iowa Great Lakes and eastward and southeast of Sioux City, that's where you run into the heaviest precipitation. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap it up here. And before I do, look at one final look at, and the radar shows a little bit of light snow up towards northwest of Siouxland. I want to go ahead and show you a little bit of a trick when you look in the radar data. You see this little donut hole up towards Sioux Falls? Actually, I might go into radar scope. It'll probably be a little easier to show you. But anytime you get a donut hole towards a radar site like this, it's a pretty big donut hole. Normally you get a little tiny one where the radar is. That's known as a cone of silence. But when it's this big, it shows that there's some dry air that's causing some evaporation as the precipitation falls. But it's still pretty close to the radar site. So therefore, it shows that the atmosphere is slowly saturating. And here's a much better look at radar scope. The last image I showed you is a composite image with all the different National Weather Service NEXRAD radar sites in one. And those images are kind of, I mean, they're useful, but when you're looking at particular situations, like if you want to see if there's dry air and you're not looking at sounding, you can always look at the radar and you notice like that donut hole right there. Let's see if I can draw on here. It's donut hole right there. So the way radars work is it scans the atmosphere for objects, and then it bounces off the object, sends it back to the radar. So the farther away you get from the radar, it's scanning higher up into the atmosphere. So it's reflecting on the precipitation that's high up. Well, as of right now, most of it's evaporating. So what you do in this case is, let's see if I can take that off. And zoom in, you just see a little bit making it to the ground. This over here, east of Sioux Falls, likely wind turbines. Radar has a tough time usually avoiding hitting windmills, mainly when there's a lot of moisture in the air. They really reflect off the wind turbines there. But we're going to continue to watch the situation, and right now, most of the precipitation will evaporate. And I'll show you the same thing. You're looking down towards Omaha right now. It shows, hey, light precipitation. Guarantee you that it's not reaching the ground. So we switch sites, nothing, nada. So, dry air right now. Situation, the atmosphere will saturate as we work our way through the evening. Wow, 10 minutes. Okay, I've said plenty. Well, anyway, I'll wrap this up. Everyone, have a wonderful night, and stay tuned with the National Weather Service and your local media stations as we get new information. We get closer to the storm. Confidence is starting to increase, but still not the highest confidence right now as far as exact totals. But we'll know a lot more tomorrow and give you a much better idea of actual snowfall accumulations by tomorrow evening. Have a wonderful night, everyone.